Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series of electric power system. So till now we have gone through few major topics like generation, transmission and distribution. So in continuation with this, in this lecture I will be explaining you a substation, a typical substation, how does it operate and what are the different equipments installed in a substation. So being an electrical engineer, it is very important for us to have knowledge of a substation, because if you want to join any industry, any kind of industry, be it a cement industry, a rubber industry, a paper industry, a steel plant, sugar industry, or a power plant, whatever the type of industry is, every single industry needs huge amount of electrical energy to run its manufacturing process, production process, its auxiliaries. Every single industry needs electrical energy, so it is essential to have its own substation for every single industry. So being an electrical engineer, we must have the operational knowledge of a substation. Now, to describe you a substation, I will be explaining you a real substation where I have worked. So this was a steel plant, ACCIL, which is situated in Mumbai. There I have worked as a engineer. So I was having the responsibility of operation and maintenance of a power plant and substation of 220 by 11 kV. So I'm introducing you to the sections of the plant. So there were total 4 sections: pickling, galvanizing line, cold roll mill, and cut to length. So these 4 sections were having a huge amount of electrical energy. Now, to feed electrical energy to all these sections, it was essential to have a substation. So there was a 220 by 11 kV substation and a 10 approx 10 megawatt of a power plant. Now, to run all the production process, there were some supporting sections of the plant, such as ATP acid treatment plant, boiler section, CVS treatment plant, and other auxiliary system were also there. Now, to satisfy this huge demand of electrical energy, there were 2 sources. The one was a power plant, that was a gas power plant. It was 10.912 MVA of Wärtsilä made power plant, and there was a switch yard which is known as a substation. It was 220 by 11 kV substation. So this was the source 1 substation. I will explain you in further slide. And this was the source 2 power plant. Now these sources has to satisfy the demand of all these sections. So we can see that this is one line coming from substation, another line coming from substation, and this is the third line coming from the power plant. So these are the 3 incomers. Now if we come little down, these are the 3 incomers. Incomer for this line. So this is the line, common line, and then this power was distributed in different sections. So what happens? This was the source 1. Source 1 was 220 by 11 kV substation. So from MACB, Maharashtra Electricity Board, 220 kV line was taken and it was stepped down to 11 kV, 11,000 volt, and then it is sent to this line. So we can call the line as a bus. So this was 11 kV bus. So this bus voltage was 11 kV, and this 11 kV bus was not only charged with the help of this substation only, it was charged with the help of this isolated plant also. So this, there was a 10.912 MVA Wärtsilä made of power plant that was also charging. It means it was also feeding electrical energy to this bus, and this bus was further distributing electrical energy to its further sections. So we will go to substation later on. First we will go a little deep in those sections. So this 11 kV bus was situated in a room that is known as control room. So this was the company's control room, and we used to call it as a LT room, low tension, because this the voltage was 11 kV. In this bus the voltage was of 11 kV, and the substation area was known as HT, high tension line, HT section. So this was HT section, and this entire section is known as, was LT section. So if we go to the distribution room, in control room we see that we are having a 11 kV bus, 11,000 of volt of a bus. So this bus was actually having 4 sections. This was the section 1, section 2, section 3 and section 4. So all these sections were joined together with the help of bus coupler panels. These panels were having VCBs, vacuum circuit breaker. So what is the bus coupler 1 panel? That is VCB 2000 ampere. It means this is a we can call it as a switch. So this switch can carry up to 2000 of ampere at 11 kV voltage. So all these sections were joined together with the help of bus coupler panels. So there were 3 bus coupler, all were having 2000 of ampere current rating. These VCBs, bus couplers, vacuum circuit breaker were made up of Siemens. So all these sections were joined together, and then electrical energy was distributed in various sections of the plant. So question arises in the mind that why do we need to have bus couplers in the common bus when it has to be synchronized with each other? Then why do we need to have a bus coupler? So the answer is, suppose we are having maintenance work in this section. So what we need to do, we will open this circuit breaker and we will carry on our power distribution production process in these sections. So to isolate any infected section, we can open the circuit breaker and rest other can be operated. So this was the distribution of 11 kV 3C CRM. The first is 3C CRM. It was fed to a transformer. We had given it a name 3C. CRM means cold roll mill. So like this we had given name to all those LT transformers. So here we need to have 11 kV of supply from these 2 sources, substation and a power plant. So initially we will be discussing about the power plant. The power plant was a gas power plant. It was made of Wärtsilä India Limited, a Finland company. So it was producing 11 kV of electrical energy. Now to understand its single line diagram, we see that its output, its armature winding was star connected armature winding, and that was, we know that the generator is of synchronous type. So synchronous generator was there and its rating was 9.12 MVA, and it generated voltage of 11 kV. So what this line shows, 1C 400 SQMM, it means it's a single core 400 square mm. This is the rating of the cable. single core 400 square mm cable, one run means single cable. So one core 400 square mm cable, how much length was there? 18 meters. And what is this NGR? NGR is neutral ground resistor. So armature winding of a synchronous generator is usually star connected, so the neutral were given to the NGR panel, neutral ground resistor. And rest 3 phases. Now coming to this section, rest 3 phases were supplied to this section. So this is 1C, again the cable's rating is 1C 400 square mm. So it is single core 400 square mm cable, and but it had 6 runs. 6 runs means 6 cables were laid here. Why we need 6 cables? To uh, for a better stability. Suppose one cable fails, then another is feeding, because when the plant is in operation condition, we cannot take a risk. So if anyone cable fails, then rest other should be operating. So we have provided 6 runs of a similar cable, and the length was 30 meters. And here is a breaker, circuit breaker, that was also made up of Siemens, and its rating was 1250 ampere. And here it was a station transformer. So this was a power plant itself. It was a section of the entire plant. This plant was having all their auxiliaries, all the engine auxiliaries, the cooling tower, and all other gas auxiliaries were having electrical demand. To satisfy that electrical demand, there was a 500 kV of station transformer. Now coming directly to the control room, we see that this 11 kV generated from the generator was fed to the common bus, that is the control room 11 kV bus. And the cable rating, if we look closely, that was a 3 core 300 square mm, 3 runs, and 254 meter of total length. And there was another circuit breaker of 2000 ampere. So this was the source 2, the power plant was the source 2. Now there are another source, that is the substation. The substation is also charging this 11 kV bus. So what is the level of voltage in this bus? This bus is having 11 kV of voltage, but we are getting 220 kV from the government line. So the substation is of step down type. So this substation will step down 220 kV into 11. So this is the actual view of the substation, 220 by 11 kV substation. Here we can see that there are various equipments are installed in this substation, and there is a huge giant transformer. So here we can see that there is a line, EHV line, extra high voltage line, that this is 220 kV line, which was tapped to this substation, and then it is stepped down with the help of this transformer to 11 kV, and then it is sent to this 11 kV bus. So there will be two giant transformer 1 and transformer 2. These transformer will step down 220 kV into 11 kV, and this 11 kV will then be supplied to this 11 kV common bus. Now one more thing is very important. That this power plant is itself is isolated, and this substation is also isolated from this power plant. But this 11 kV common bus has to be charged. and all these circuit breaker, all these bus coupler panels has to be closed. So it was a challenge for us to synchronize this power plant with this substation's electrical parameters. Okay, so coming to the substation, so this was the transformer, 16 by 20 AVA power transformer. It was itself a giant transformer, and the cooling method was forced air cooling for this transformer, and it was also having various features like OLTC, on load tap changer, etc. Now this is the SLD of the substation. So this SLD, single line diagram, is of HT section, high tension, and if we closely watch this SLD, what it says that 220 kV 220 kV is being sent to a transformer. This is the power transformer, and it is being stepped down to 11 kV, and then it is sent to the control room, 11 kV common bus. And it is the same again, a parallel line is being sent to another transformer, that is the transformer 2 of the same rating. So here two transformers are working parallelly. Now why these two transformers are working parallelly? All the ratings of these two lines, these two systems is exactly same. It means two transformers are operating parallelly for the same bus. What is that bus? This is the bus. This is the 11 kV bus. For this, two transformer 1 and transformer 2 are working together. Now why we are putting two transformer? To satisfy the load demand. Suppose the production company has to increase the production, then the load demand will increase. So when the load demand increase, it requires more current. To satisfy the load demand in peak hours, we need to charge this bus with high current, so that it should be capable of satisfy the load demand. For this we need to go for parallel operation. So these two power transformer, both 16 by 20 MV of rating giant transformer, are working parallelly. So if we closely see this SLD, it's quite complicated. It's first of all, it's quite different from what we studied in the book. This is quite different. This is actual SLD of a 220 by 11 kV substation. Now what is happening here? If we go roughly, what is happening here? 220 kV is being stepped down to 11 kV. So this is the control room. This is the control room which we had looked in previous slides. This is the control room, 11 kV. This is the transformer 1 and transformer 2. Now coming in a close view, here we can see that this 220 kV line, this 220 kV supply is sent to various equipments. There are various equipments of the in a substation. So that's an isolator. This is the isolator switch, and these are the numbers. These are some numbers: 74, 63, 76, 87, 50, 51, 95, 27, 67, 57. What are these? These are not only the numbers, these are the international standard numbers for various protection system, for various relays. For example, 21 says it's a distance relay. 27 under voltage relay. 50 instantaneous overcurrent relay. 50 an instantaneous earth fault relay. 51 along 51 IDMT means inverse definite minimum time overcurrent relay. 51N stands for IDMT earth fault relay, and 63 stands for transformer fault relay. 64L stands for restricted earth fault on 220 kV side, and 64H stands for restricted earth fault relay on 22 kV side. 57 is directional phase overcurrent relay. 67 is directional earth fault relay. 67 and 74 is trip circuit supervision. What is trip circuit supervision? What is tripping? Tripping is disconnection. And who disconnects? A circuit breaker is a switch. It disconnects unhealthy section from healthy section. So that disconnection is actually known as tripping. So supervision of that tripping system, is it okay or not? That takes care 74. 76 is DC failure relay. Those relay actually works operate on some auxiliary supply, and DC is given as auxiliary supply. So if DC fails, 76 alarm activates. 87B is for bus differential relay. The entire bus has to be protected from unwanted peaks. 87T is transformer differential protection. So these are all the protection schemes, all the protection relays for all our equipments. And 95 stands for trip circuit supervision relay. So these are all the name of the relay. I hope you had studied in power system 1, 2, whatever it was in your previous semesters. So this is the actual diagram. Now here we see that this is the 220 kV line, and there are some current transformer kind of things, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this entire is a current transformer, CT, which you studied in electrical instrumentation. But this CT is quite different from that CT. That was a very low voltage CT, but this is extra high voltage CT, 220 kV CT. And CT, and you have a rough idea about CT, that a CT has its various cores. So this current transformer is having 5 cores, and every core is fed to various protection scheme such as 87, 50, 95 and 87B. 87B is what? This is this core supplies to 87B. What was 87B? If we go again there, 87B was bus differential protection. 50 was instantaneous overcurrent relay. So all these are the symbolic representation of various protection schemes. So this current transformer not only measures current, but it also provides signals and supervision to various relays and protective schemes. And here it is a PT. PT is the potential transformer that gives us voltage. So for a current transformer, these are the core 1, core 2, core 3, and all the cores of a current transformer has its own rating. Now coming to a transformer, so this is transformer. 220 kV is given input to the transformer, and 11 kV is being stepped down. Okay, so if we look at all these protective schemes, we see that these cores are connected somewhere to the transformer and bus to protect all their equipments. Okay, So all the protection schemes are employed here. For example, distance relay. What is distance relay? Distance relay shows the distance where the fault is occurred. Under voltage relay, when the voltage is some under the some prescribed limit, it operates. And over current relay, earth fault relay, relay, all these are the protective relays for our system, entire system. So if you go to the economic analysis of a substation, you will see that a um substation has a huge investment on its protective schemes, is protection relays and circuit breaker, etc. So this is quite simpler view of that substation we had in previous slide. So this is the 220 kV line. These two are the same parallel line. So this 220 kV line was coming from a substation that was Pedambe. Pedambe was the name of a substation. So this was a 220 kV line. It was sent to an LA. LA is a lightning arrestor. It protects from all those peaks, and then it goes to a CVT and web trap. Web trap helps in PLCC. What is PLCC? Power line carrier communication. It means from one substation to another substation, communication is made possible with the help of these lines too, PLCC, and then it is fed it to an isolator. So this is an isolator, and this is the earth switch. This is an isolator, and this is earth switch. So whenever we have to perform some maintenance work here, what we need to do, we will disconnect this isolator, open this isolator, and we will close this earth switch to discharge this section. So this is the isolator, and the line is again supplied to a current transformer, CT. So these all are the different cores of the transformer, of the current transformer. And this is a CB. CB means a circuit breaker. So that's a circuit breaker, and for 220 it means it's a extra high voltage section. So for extra high voltage level, SF6 sulfur hexafluoride type of circuit breaker is used. And again there's the isolator. Then this 220 is again fed to this line. Now this 220, okay, again if we watch the flow, this 220 is coming to this LA. After LA it is going to web trap, and it is going to a potential transformer, then a current transformer, then a circuit breaker, then isolator. So this line is being charged as 220 kV. Now this is metering unit, metering bay. It means how much energy is being consumed. This can be measured within this metering section. Now this goes to an isolator again. So there's an isolator, and there is a metering section. This measures how much electricity is consumed. So this is the flow of electrical energy, and then it is charged, and then it goes to isolator, a circuit breaker again, and current transformer, lightning arrestor, and then a transformer, power transformer. So these are the two power transformer. Now what these power transformer are doing, these two power transformer are stepping down 220 kV into 11 kV, and this is that 11 kV control room. So this is the parallel operation of two transformer. Okay, so this parallel operation supplies power to that 11 kV substation. So again let's watch the flow of this substation. So there's a 220 kV line is coming from Pedambe substation, and flow of electrical energy at 220 kV is like this. The power is being transferred, and there's a metering section. Here the amount of power which is consumed by the plant will be measured in this section, and when these two isolators switches are closed, these charges this lower line. When this lower line is charged, it means supply is available here. It transferred its supplies to transformer. So these are the two transformers. Now to protect these transformer, there are two LAs. LA means lightning arresters. Transformer itself, it's a very expensive unit, so lightning arrestor is essential to have its protection. Now if we closely look at the protection of a transformer, so this is the transformer, 220 by 11 kV transformer. What is it doing? This is 220 kV line. When this isolator is closed, supply will be available here, and when this circuit breaker will be closed, supply will be available till this PT and till transformer. Now what are these? Again, this entire section is the current transformer, CT. This entire section is the current transformer, and these are the cores of the transformer: core 1, core 2, core 3, core 4 and core 5. Every single core is feeding different protection section of the plant, the substation. For example, core 1 is feeding 87T. It means it is feeding 87T differential protection of transformer. So look at this. This 87 is protecting this line. The lower line is coming here to the transformer. It is connected to both primary and secondary. So this is differential protection. So likewise, all the cores are feeding different protection section of the transformer and the 220 kV bus. Now you see that out of these 5 cores, there is one core, and it has been named as spare. So this is in not operating mode. So if any of these cores stop working, so we can disconnect that core, and we can shift to its spare terminal. So that was all about a basic knowledge about the substation. So whatever the output coming from the substation, that is 11 kV is being fed to this section, 11 kV common bus. So there were two transformer we have seen in previous slide. Those two transformer are working parallelly. So these two are working parallelly and charging this common bus. Now till this point, it is okay if these two transformer work parallelly. There is no problem in closing this circuit breaker, because both the transformer are of exactly same rating. So both the transformer are working exactly parallelly, and all the parameters are exactly same. Even the cable length, phase sequence, frequency, every single thing is same. So there is no problem in matching their output. So when their output is being matched, there is no problem in closing this circuit breaker VCB 2000 ampere. But there is a section which is actually isolated. The power plant is actually away from every single thing. It is isolated from the substation area. So now to close this circuit breaker bus coupler panel to VCB 2000 ampere, we need to face a challenge, and the challenge is synchronization between the state supply and our power plant. So what are those challenges? While we synchronize these two systems, we need to satisfy few parameters, that the phase sequence of that state grid and our power plant should be same. Number 2 essential is frequency should be exactly same. If this is 50 hertz, then this side must be 50 hertz. When it is 50 hertz, then only it can be satisfied. And number 3 is voltage level of each phase should be exactly same. So these 3 points I am repeating again: frequency should be same of this power plant and state grid, voltage level of each plant should be exactly same, and the phase sequence should be same. If these 3 points get satisfied, only then we can close this bus coupler circuit breaker. So synchronization is itself is a very challenging thing, but with proper execution